Hey guys, it's your girl Miss T. You know that's me, and I'm back at it with another recap. This time it's Monday Night Raw and the last day of the WWE Draft. There is so much we need to talk about, so let's get started. But before anything, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump into this one. First things first, introducing us to the final day of the WWE Draft was Stephanie McMahon. She came out in a blue jumpsuit looking amazing, and she introduced round one. In round one of the WWE Draft, we saw Jade Cargill staying on SmackDown, Imperium staying on Monday Night Raw. Damage Control, however, went to Monday Night Raw, leaving the blue brand, and Kevin Owens staying on SmackDown. I gotta tell you, I think Damage Control on Monday Night Raw is gonna be a really good look, and I'm excited to see what happens with them on Monday Night Raw, because I honestly think Dakota Kai will eventually leave the group, and I cannot wait to see that. Introducing round two of the WWE Draft was Logan Paul and I Show Speed. Listen, I don't know if it's a trend, but Logan Paul has been bringing him around, and some people like it, other people don't. I don't really care for him, but I figured I'd mention. And in round two of the WWE Draft, we saw CM Punk staying on Monday Night Raw. You know he's going to continue that feud with Drew McIntyre. The Pride. I didn't even know Bobby Lashley's group was called The Pride. Him and the Street Profits with B-Fab staying on SmackDown. Braun Strowman to Monday Night Raw. Now this right here, this is a good look. I like this for Braun Strowman, and I can't wait to see what they do with him. And Tiffany Stratton staying on SmackDown. No surprise here, even though I thought there was room to play around if you wanted to switch her to Monday Night Raw. Kaiser is there, you know that's who she's dating. On top of that, I thought maybe there was potential for her to get revenge on Becky Lynch, but maybe at a later time. It's still Tiffy time on the blue brand, and I'm so here for it. As I mentioned before, Braun Strowman has returned to WWE, and it was awesome. So excited to see him there. He took on the competition in the way that you know he does, like a vicious monster. We talk about Chad Gable. He went absolutely berserk on Sami Zayn. He's been seen bullying Alpha Academy, and I'm so here for it. He needed this. I love the character development, but I also love the rumors flourishing that his departure from Alpha Academy is inevitable. And there's a rumor going around that him and the Creed brothers could be united, and Kurt Angle has stated, breaking news today, that he would be interested in being a manager for Chad Gable if the opportunity presented itself. Is that something you guys think would be a good idea? The Creed brothers, Kurt Angle as a manager, and Chad Gable? I don't know, but this is looking pretty good. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Introducing round three of the WWE Draft was one of our favorite tag teams, APA. And let me tell you, round three was pretty cool. In round three of the WWE Draft, you had LWO going to Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't know about you, but I really like this move. There's room for Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio to rekindle that feud. I also just feel like LWO will be able to achieve much more on Monday Night Raw than on SmackDown, so I thought this was pretty cool in round three. Legado is staying on SmackDown. This is so important because both of these factions that hate each other are finally separated. That's pretty cool in my opinion. Drew McIntyre staying on Monday Night Raw. If CM Punk stood on Monday Night Raw, you could have easily expected this. And Shinsuke Nakamura going to SmackDown. Now, I really did think that he would be well going to NXT. But in the WWE Draft, we didn't really see any announcements of main roster superstars going to NXT. You know, those things kind of go unannounced. I'm hoping later in the year, Shinsuke goes back to NXT to help those guys, but to also just occupy his time. And again, talking about rekindling that feud, Rey Mysterio and LWO did have an exchange with Dominic Mysterio, and I gotta say I enjoyed this segment. Anytime it's Dom versus Rey, something about it I really like, but as I stated on X, I need Dominic Mysterio to get one win on his dad. It's just unbelievable that both times at WrestleMania he lost to his dad. Come on, WWE, I know we love Rey Mysterio. I love Rey Mysterio, but give Dominic Mysterio at least one win over his dad. So CM Punk also made an appearance on this episode of Monday Night Raw. He had a segment going up against Drew McIntyre on the mic, but what made this so freaking cool, and I think WWE deserves credit, is the camera angles, okay? This man was in the ring while Drew McIntyre was in the skybox. There was such a great distance, but the camera work for this segment was so good, and just the verbal exchange between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So let's talk about round 4 in the WWE Draft. In this round, we saw Judgment Day staying on Monday Night Raw. Notice there's no Rhea Ripley. Some of the injured superstars weren't mentioned, and that's okay, even though Dominic Mysterio is currently injured. Not really sure, but I'm pretty sure Mommy's gonna stay on the red brand. Naomi on SmackDown. Ilja Dragunov drafted to Monday Night Raw. Now, this I'm so freaking happy about because it means we can potentially get him versus Gunther, and you know that's a match I've been begging for. I would love to see another rematch of that incredible duel against each other. And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven going to SmackDown. I've seen some mixed reviews on this because so many people love Samantha Irving and the combination of her and Chelsea Green. It's gonna feel different, but I'm excited for them on SmackDown because I think there might be a little bit more for them to do. Overall, round 4 was pretty good. I like Ilja Dragunov the most going to Monday Night Raw. I'm super excited for him. Mad Dragon Ilja Dragunov going to Monday Night Raw means so many incredible matchups. I cannot wait to see this man eventually go for some IC gold or maybe even more. And the feuds and the matches, just remember I told you they're going to be banger after banger after banger because this guy can put such amazing matches and put so much love and passion into it. It's going to be amazing to see him on the main roster. In round 5 of the WWE Draft, we had the New Day staying on Monday Night Raw, Pretty Deadly staying on SmackDown, Lyra Valkyria getting called up from NXT, and Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell going to SmackDown. I do love this for Lyra Valkyria, totally deserves it. She was an awesome NXT Women's Champion, even having a moment down in NXT with Becky Lynch. It's going to be great to see her on Monday Night Raw because it means we might be able to see her against Becky in the future. This is great. So just take a look at Lyra Valkyria. Super emotional, super surprised, had no idea she was going to get selected. And I love that everybody at NXT was so excited and supportive of her. Just take a look at Lexis King cheering her on. This was an amazing moment for her, and I can't wait to see what she does on the main roster. Another superstar that made an appearance on Monday Night Raw was Tiffany Stratton. She had front row seats to see Liv Morgan and Nia Jax go head to head and going crazy for an opportunity against each other. But Naomi came and attacked her. Let me tell you, I love this exposure for Tiffany. She is a bona fide star, and it's just so awesome to see her all around the WWE. I'm so here for it. Another superstar that made an appearance was Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, listen, this was actually pretty good. Now, I'm not a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs or Patrick Mahomes, but he was involved in the segment with Braun Strowman, Jey Uso, Logan Paul, and he allowed them to use his championship rings so that Logan Paul can attack Jey Uso. And guess what? It ended up hitting JD McDonough in the face. And man, I gotta admit, JD McDonough looked really messed up by those championship rings. Now, look at that face of his. I know I wouldn't want to look like that in the morning. And for the final round of the WWE Draft, we saw the final testament going to Monday Night Raw, leaving SmackDown. DIY is now on SmackDown. Brunson Reed staying on Monday Night Raw. And my girl, Blair Davenport, heading to the Blue brand. Blair Davenport, super emotional. You You can tell she had no idea she was going to be drafted. And just this raw reaction was just so amazing. I love this for her, and she truly deserves it. DIY is happy to be on the blue brand, but take a look at this selfie alongside with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I gotta say, this is super cool to see them all dressed in blue, getting ready for their next chapter. Some other WWE draft picks that were not announced on Monday Night Raw tonight: the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile on Monday Night Raw. And in addition to that, we got Giovanni Vinci going to the blue brand. Now, this is interesting because you know that Kaiser and Gunther will be on Monday Night Raw. So it's safe to say that Imperium no longer has Vinci. In addition to that, the new catch, Republic, will be on Monday Night Raw, and Tegan Knox on SmackDown. More unannounced picks. My guy Dijak is leaving NXT, and listen, I'm a little bit torn about this one because I really love the work that Dijak has been putting in on NXT, and he really does deserve a shot at some gold. He was just past due, put on so many amazing matches down in NXT, did not get a title opportunity. It's unfortunate, but I hope that he's being used right on the main roster. Really awesome pick, and Monday Night Raw has a really good superstar. In addition to Dijak, we see Apollo Crews going to SmackDown. We got Kaden Carter and Katana Chance on Monday Night Raw. And we also have Natalya going to Monday Night Raw. So it's safe to say that after NXT Spring Breaking, Natty is going back to the main roster. And I'm excited to see what happens between her and Lola Vice before she goes. Odyssey Jones was another unannounced pick, and he will also be on Monday Night Raw. So this was the very moment that they told everyone at NXT that Dijak will be heading to Monday Night Raw, and look how excited everyone is. I'm so happy for Dijak. I'm telling you guys, they need to use him right and give him a title opportunity eventually. He totally deserves it, and it's gonna be banger after banger after banger with Dijak on Monday Night Raw. And now it's time to change the shades and head to the main roster. So guys, there's so much to really take away from the WWE draft. I'm personally so happy for everyone from NXT that was called up. Ilja Dragunov, Lyra Valkyria, Blair Davenport, Dijak. Like, they're gonna do amazing things, especially Ilja Dragunov. I can't wait to see the rematch between him and Gunther. We need it. I want to see how they use Dijak because he totally deserves an opportunity at some gold at some point. And besides people from NXT getting called up, I gotta say I'm also low-key excited for some of these small changes, like DIY on SmackDown, and also LWO going to Monday Night Raw, separated from Legado. Those are things that was kind of needed. One thing to note was that LWO was still with Carlito in the graphics. So is Carlito still in the group, or is it, you know, until the next episode of SmackDown? I don't know, but keep in mind, we don't really know what's going to happen with Carlito, but he is on Monday Night Raw. I can't wait for the heel turn fully, completely. It's just so exciting to see all these changes, and right now it's an amazing time to be a wrestling fan. But guys, let me know what you thought about the WWE draft. Did you enjoy night 1 over 2, or do you like night 2 over 1? What about the WWE draft did you guys enjoy the most? Let me know down in the comments, because I know they were a little complacent and kind of stood the same in many areas. There were very few changes if you really look at it, but maybe they went with the don't fix what ain't broke approach, and I can understand that. Let's see how these changes roll out. Let me know what you guys enjoyed the most and what you thought about the WWE draft. But you already know the lingo. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, deuces.